Your bill would ban internet cafes, is that correct, rather than regulate them?
Storefront casinos, but yes.
Okay, storefront casinos. Walk us through some of the provisions of your legislation.
Well, it's actually a pretty simple bill. It shuts them down.
Okay.
It hits the reset button to 6 or 7 years ago, before these groups came into our state and started breaking the law. Now, you're probably aware there's another bill out there that addresses this, but in a different way. It's in the Senate. It passed one committee. I call it the Storefront Casino Amnesty Bill, because in essence what it does is it proposes to sort of forget the fact that they've been breaking the law for the last 6 or 7 years and go ahead and give them kind of the gold star of approval that now it's okay to have these gambling establishments in our neighborhood. I strongly object or oppose that bill for 3 reasons. First of all, the idea of these groups coming into our state 6 or 7 years ago and then we give them amnesty, and I think is something that I couldn't vote for. Secondly, more lawyers than not that I've spoken to believe that it may violate the tribal compact and it would cost $200 million a year. Thirdly, particularly in the House, if brought to a vote, they'd really be asking the proponents of this type of amnesty bill would be to say, a yes vote would be to authorize 1,000 gambling locations in our state. I don't think that that would pass the House of Representatives because we've shied away from things that were expansion. If this were passed in that way, it would be a massive expansion of authorized gambling in the state. So I think that the regulation bill has not a good chance of passing. So really, we have 2 choices here. To be realistic, and you know, the proponents of these have floated this regulation bill. We can either ban them, which is House Bill 3, or we can just continue to look the other way like we've been doing for several years at least now. I realize banning things, the libertarian in me, I understand that makes some queasy, but really there's 2 choices, either ban them or look the other way. Looking the other way, we'll have thousands of these within a few years, and the social and crime problems and the cost of the law enforcement to manage around these locations where all the problems are would continue on and be just a big expense to taxpayers.